I was standing in my shower, half soaked and confused. The water pressure had dipped again, a trickle where there should have been a steady stream. But this time, I heard something, a faint mechanical hum, coming from next door. His pump. That's when it hit me. My neighbor wasn't just nosy, he was stealing my water. He thought I wouldn't notice. He thought I'd do nothing. He was dead wrong. If you've ever dealt with an entitled neighbor, the kind who acts like the world owes them something, or dreamed of serving up cold, calculated revenge, hit that like button and subscribe because this story, it's personal, it's satisfying, and trust me, it's revenge served with a smile. I live in Asia, and I just bought my first home, right in the buzzing heart of the capital. A fixer-upper sure, cracked walls, rusted pipes, peeling paint, but the location? Gold. The previous owners were family friends. They needed cash, fast. They hadn't lived there in 3 years, so I got it for a steal. But the moment I moved in, reality hit hard. The house had no gate, just a rusted padlock dangling on the front door. On day one, I walked into the garage, and there it was, a random motorcycle, parked inside, like it belonged. No note, no explanation, just arrogance. I dragged it out to the street, didn't say a word. And that very day, I had a proper gate installed, a heavy, locked one. That night, the real show began. Bang, bang, bang! Someone was pounding at the gate like a madman. I didn't answer, but from the upstairs window, I saw him. A middle-aged man, fuming, pacing, muttering curses under his breath. He waited for 15 long minutes, and then he gave up, muttered something, kicked a stone, and wheeled his bike away into the night. People still acted like the house was abandoned. Cars blocked my gate like it was public property. Strangers lingered too close to my walls, their eyes wandering a little too long. I had to slap a big red no parking sign on the front, just to reclaim what was mine. Eventually, things settled, or so I thought. The man next door. Then there was him, my next-door neighbor, an old man, silver-haired, slow-moving, but sharp, always watching. He lived alone on the ground floor of a massive 3-story home. The top 2 floors, rented out to tenants, young ones, loud ones, the type that never stayed long. From day one, he had an issue with me. Didn't smile, didn't greet, just glared. My friends had warned me. They didn't want us to sell to anyone, especially not someone new. I didn't care. I'm a 6-foot guy with 3 dogs. I don't get intimidated. But here's the thing about petty people. They don't need strength. They just need opportunity. The first red flag. 1 week in, I was in the shower. Hot water running, peaceful morning. Then suddenly, the pressure dipped. It didn't fade gradually. It dropped, like someone had hijacked the flow. And then I heard it. A hum. Soft, low, mechanical. Coming through the walls. His water pump. My stomach twisted. Could it be? I waited. Shampoo still in my hair, frozen, listening. And then the pump stopped. I turned the tap. Whoosh! Full pressure, just like that. Coincidence? Maybe. But something clicked. A memory, a whisper from the past. The water bills. Even when this house sat empty for years, the bills kept climbing. Everyone blamed old pipes, leaks. But now it was starting to make sense. Too much sense. This guy. This miserable old landlord. At some points in the last 3 years, he must have hooked into my line, quietly, secretly, stealing my water like a leech with no shame. It wasn't about money. Water here costs next to nothing. Even with 3 dogs, weekly car washes, and a little garden to keep green, My entire bill barely scraped $5 a month. Now, this wasn't about saving money. It was about principle, about audacity, about entitlement. This man thought he could just help himself to what was mine just because I was new, just because I didn't know better, just because for years no one had stopped him. The boiling point. So I sat on it. Days passed, nights went by with me staring at the ceiling, replaying every sign, every clue, the hum, the bills, the boldness. I debated my options. Confront him? Report him? Let it go. But no. I wouldn't yell. I wouldn't even knock. I'd let karma take its course, with a little nudge from me. So I waited, watched, listened. And then, Monday, 4 days ago, there it was again. That hum, soft, familiar. His pump had kicked in. That was my cue. I walked calmly to the main water line, and with a single flick, I shut the valve off. The silent strike. Now here's the beauty of it, the pure poetic justice. In houses like ours, the tank has a ball valve. When the water runs low, it opens, sending an electronic signal to the pump to fill it. But if no water is coming in, that signal stays on. The pump just keeps running, drawing power, spinning uselessly, burning itself alive. Turns out, his house still had 1990s era wiring. Cheap, outdated, dangerous. At 3 a.m., I woke to chaos. Raised voices, doors slamming, the kind of sounds that make you sit straight up in bed. His tenants were shouting. Apparently, the pump had been running all night. No water flowing in, just endless spinning. It overloaded the circuits. The wiring couldn't handle it. It fried. Power gone, water gone, everything gone. The dominoes fall. By morning, one tenant had had enough, packed up and moved out on the spot. The other, furious, went straight to the police. See, here, electricity and water, they're not luxuries. They're legal obligations. A landlord must provide them. And when they don't, the law shows no mercy. Because it wasn't an accident. It was neglect. Decades of it. The police slapped the old man with a $500 fine. That's not pocket change here. That's months of groceries, medicine, survival. And that's not even the worst part. Both tenants demanded their security deposits back. And until everything's fixed, power and water restored, he legally can't rent again. Checkmate. This man, a retired mechanic. No pension, no savings. His only income came from those rooms. He was already barely holding on. This broke him. He's moving out this Sunday, packing up his bitterness and going to live with his daughter. And the best part? He knows. He knows something happened. He just doesn't know how. Not exactly. He came to my gate 2 days ago, trying to play it cool. "Did you turn off your water?" he asked casually. I smiled. Calm, cold, clean. "Oh yeah," I said. "Had a leaky pipe. Shut it off until the plumber came by." He just stood there, face frozen, emotionless. But in his eyes, I saw it. He knew. He just nodded, no words, no excuses, and walked away. I don't know if he truly realizes just how much I know. I don't care, because now
I am bringing in a proper plumber next week, tearing up every inch of the plumbing, making absolutely sure nothing ever leads out of my property again. I fixed my water, I protected my home, and I burned down the little kingdom of a man who thought he could steal from me without consequence. All without raising my voice, all without laying a hand. 2 birds, 1 tap. That moment at the gate, it was everything. The silence, the fake calm in his voice, and the look in his eyes when he realized it was over. His little scheme had collapsed. Crunched under the weight of his own greed, he thought I'd be passive, that I wouldn't notice. But I did. And I didn't shout, didn't call the cops, didn't threaten. I didn't have to. I let his own selfishness do the job. Now, he's homeless, powerless, watching his decaying house from someone else's window. And me? I'm just over here, sipping tea with perfect water pressure. Sometimes the most powerful revenge isn't loud. It's quiet, clean, calculated. You don't need to yell. You don't need to fight. Just wait, watch, and let the truth do what it always does: expose the thief. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button and let me know in the comments. What would you have done in my shoes? And don't forget